Hey Crosswatchers, this is for people who are cross-watching for the sign of Leo. Real quick, those of you who don't know what cross-watching is, sometimes there's somebody that we're dating or we're interested in, or an ex we're curious about, or a family member or something, and we might go onto YouTube and we might watch tarot readings for their sign, trying to get an idea of what's going on. And so that's called cross-watching. So this video series is specifically for people who are cross-watching, and this video is for people who are cross-watching for the sign of Leo for the month of June 2019. Real quick, guys, I'm still doing the weekly forecasts. That has not changed. Many people have asked me to do cross-watcher videos, so I'm doing them once a month. The love videos for each zodiac sign are going to be up in a couple of days. And the weekly forecasts for money, spirituality, family, all of that's going to be coming out for you guys over the weekend. So that's not changing. No shade here, no spilling tea, no spying. I'm asking for specifically information that is in everyone's best and highest good to know, that can bring about healing and positive results. So I'm not getting in anybody's dirty laundry. I just want to know what's good for the cross-watcher to know to heal or fix or strengthen their relationship with Leo, okay? So that's our intention here in this video. I'm getting the number 10 as I'm connecting with the energy, so I do feel something is coming to completion. Some cycle, some lesson is being learned. Something is being accomplished in the month of June. Now, we'll see what the cards have to say. And at the end, I'm going to pull a message for you from your Leo. Okay, there's going to be a message from Leo for Crosswatcher at the end. Okay, and that'll be a different deck that I use for that. All right, so we've got King of Cups coming up in Leo's energy here. Okay, for the month of June. So we're starting off with this card here. King of Cups is a very generous card. It's a very nurturing card. It's a very loving card. So the Leo that you're dealing with, or the Leo that you're checking in on, sometimes for me in my readings, King of Cups is also the husband card, okay? So if you're married to this person, or if you are dating this person, they may be in an energy where they are trying to take that role more seriously. Like they really want to kind of step into that husband type role. If you are watching for a female Leo, then her kind of view here might be where she's thinking about that kind of role in her life. If not a husband, then looking or searching for some kind of masculine energy to bring in a sense of nurturing or a sense of just, you know, love or affection or generosity. Sometimes King of Cups can be the dad energy. Okay, so there could be something happening with father or father figure, but this is very much that head of the house kind of energy. So something may be happening with your Leo where that is their focus, or that is something that they're thinking about or dealing with in the month of June. If you are watching or cross-watching for a male Leo who happens to be in this situation where you feel like they're in a karmic situation, or you feel like there's some kind of third party thing going on, or you're waiting for them to leave some toxic relationship, they might be getting very serious about leaving. And so as a part of that, they might just kind of be in the mindset of okay, like, have I done everything I need to do in the situation? They might be really stepping up their game or stepping up to their responsibilities in the home environment to make sure that they've really tried everything they can before walking away, before pointing the finger or blaming someone else, or they're preparing to leave. And if there's children involved, they may be in an energy or in a way where they're wanting to make sure they could establish it in a way where they're not losing their connection with their kids. There could be some kind of maneuvering here that's happening. Again, these are general readings, and it's not going to be the same for every single person. I do want to say, if you are a Leo watching, this video may not resonate with you at all. It could, but it may not resonate with you at all. And the reason for this is not the Leo love reading for June, and this is not the Leo forecast for the week. This is for the cross watcher, okay? So Leo, if you're watching, and if there's somebody who's cross-watching for you, and if it's not resonating, they might not be watching my channel. They may be watching a different tarot reader, or they might not believe in tarot readings, and they might not be watching tarot readings. You know, even if they're curious about you, they might not be watching these kinds of videos. So I have to put that out there, guys. And again, they are general readings. Some of it may apply for some of you, other parts may not. All of it may apply for some of you or resonate for some of you. These are general readings. So if you're watching as a Leo, it may not resonate for you because this is the cross watcher. And so your person may not be watching my channel. So I do need to say that. Next we have here Three of Wands. Okay. So Three of Wands is really about wanting to come together and expand on something. I do feel, because we've got King of Cups and then we've got Three of Wands, I do feel like you're dealing with a Leo energy who is thinking about long term, but also longing or wanting a sense of adventure, a sense of something new, a sense of expanding, a sense of kind of branching out. So if you are dealing with a Leo energy who you're waiting to come out of a toxic situation, that Three of Wands makes me feel like they're kind of getting that itch, right? But again, they're in that King of Cups energy, so they are really wanting to take their responsibility seriously, right? So they might be trying to think of a way where it's going to be a win-win for everyone involved, okay? Which can be tricky. Okay, so you may be dealing with a Leo who maybe has a little bit of an overly optimistic view about how they're going to go about the next few stages of their life, or leaving a bad situation and being with you, or getting over some kind of obstacle and establishing some kind of stability to come into that King of Cups energy with you. So Three of Wands can sometimes also be entrepreneur or enterprise energy. You may be dealing with a Leo who is wanting to do something in terms of employment, self-employment, some kind of commerce even. Okay, so your Leo might get really kind of wrapped up right now in some kind of idea or passion project, but they have this idea, they think that, oh, well, this is something I'm going to be able to do that's going to bring stability for the future. Okay, I do feel for some of you, this Leo is going to ask for you to travel with them. I do feel that they're traveling with the sense of looking either to relocate or something in terms of business. There might be some kind of business opportunity coming up, or if you have a long distance thing with a Leo, maybe they're going to be out your way for business, but there's just something about wanting to interact with you on this journey or on this trip and spending time with you. I do feel it is with the intention of trying to see how things are going to mesh or things are going to work to establish something in the future. It's really interesting because I am getting a strong sense of business. I keep hearing business. So some of you might be cross-watching because you're doing business with a Leo, but some of you who maybe are watching because you have a personal relationship, this Leo may have seen things in you that they think, oh, maybe, you know, we can really be partners. Maybe not just only in terms of romance, but also in terms of some kind of idea. They might want to be starting something up with you where you guys can be partners in some kind of commerce. I keep hearing commerce, okay? Three of Wands is very creative energy. It's very playful energy, but it's also ideas. It's like ingenuity. It's creating of something that can bring in money, and that's the strongest feeling that I'm getting from this card in this reading in this instance. Next, we have Ten of Wands. Okay, so this burden that this Leo has been having, you know, that's maybe been keeping you guys from being as close as you would like, or this obstacle, or this, you know, toxic situation maybe that they've been in, or whatever it's been that's been taking their time, as they've kind of gotten this, like, bitten by this lighter energy, this King of Cups energy, this Three of Wands energy. It's making them realize how heavy the current life, or the previous life that they've been living previously, how heavy it feels, and they don't want to do it anymore. It's like they're getting this little taste of this optimism for the future. They're getting a little taste of freedom, and then when they come back into just the everyday how life has been, it's feeling too heavy for them. They don't want it anymore. Some of you might have this Leo that's reaching out and wanting to spend some time with you. Maybe they're wanting to spend a day with you, or spend a weekend with you, or they are planning with you something, some kind of business, and maybe they're making that as an excuse to see you, or that's their way in to spend time with you. But after having that interaction or having that travel, when it comes back to the everyday life, they're like, oh wow, like I was really happy when I was with Crosswatcher. I was really happy when we were making plans and doing things for the future. And now I'm in the everyday life and it just feels so heavy. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I feel in some ways, Crosswatcher, this Leo is beginning to realize what you're bringing to the table and how much of a helper you are for them. Not just helper in terms of like, oh, I can't do anything by myself and I need someone to do stuff for me. Not like that. But like, you're somebody who understands them. You're somebody who flows with them. Like, you all just kind of gel, you vibe, you have this flow. And they want that. They want that, like, partner kind of energy. They want that two peas in a pod kind of energy, and they feel that they have that with you, right? But then when they're going back to the everyday life around these other people, it's like, oh wow, I don't feel like I have this, but I have this with Crosswatcher. So I do feel that for a lot of you, your Leo may be living a life that maybe it was really great for them for a while, but they've kind of gone through some changes or awakening, or really come into connecting with their authentic selves, and the old life isn't feeling fulfilling anymore. And interacting with you is making them realize this, and they're realizing that they have this really significant connection with you, for some of you. Next, we have the High Priestess, okay? And this is a card of awakening, okay? This is a card of like the chakras opening up and aligning. A lot of the times when the High Priestess card comes up, I've always said this in other readings over the years, I've seen it to mean that there's also some kind of like a sexual awakening that comes in with it as well. But I don't feel like this is Leo's energy. I feel like this is how Leo is viewing you, Crosswatcher. And there's a couple of things I want to explain about it. Number one, this is a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana cards are the cards that have the Roman numerals that come up when there's a very significant crossroads or life lesson. Now, when I have a Major Arcana card come up when I'm reading into the dynamic of, two people or into a situation, the Major Arcana card for me as a reader, it's different for different readers, and readers read in different ways. But for me, when I have the Major Arcana card come up, it tells me that there's a very strong past life connection here. There's a very strong soulmate connection here. And it's the kind of soulmate where you all have a contract with one another. You agreed to meet in this lifetime. You came into this lifetime with the agreement that we're going to cross paths at a certain point in our life, and we're going to help each other learn this very specific lesson. Okay, now when we look at what this card is, it's going to tell us what the contract is as well. The High Priestess is that spiritual awakening. It's connecting with the higher self. It's being in your authenticity. And before I even flipped this card over, we were already getting into that. So that's very strong confirmation for me, Crosswatcher, that Leo sees you as this reminder, that Leo sees you as this, force that's come in, that's helping them to awaken, and that's helping them realize that their old life just isn't cutting it for them anymore. And they may see you as somebody who's very confident. They may see you as somebody who doesn't really care what other people think. And they may see you as someone who is living in your truth. And they admire that so much about you. And I'm going to be very honest, for those of you who know this Leo, where you all already maybe been in a relationship for a long time, or you all have history and this person comes in and out, I do feel that this person used to like look at you in a way where they're like, Leo used to look at you in a way where they were like, oh, crosswatcher's like kind of crazy, or crosswatcher's a little bit off, or crosswatcher just is like not living in reality. They're like daydreaming and they have their head in their clouds. But it's like over the past few weeks, maybe even the past few months, their eyes are opening and they're like, wait a minute. No, Crosswatcher had it right. Excuse me. Crosswatcher had it right. Crosswatcher isn't daydreaming. Crosswatcher isn't crazy. I just couldn't see. So there's something, this awakening that's happening, and they're feeling more drawn towards you as a result. Now, the High Priestess, I have to warn you, Crosswatcher. The High Priestess energy can be an energy where somebody feels very drawn to you, like very magnetically drawn to you. And there could be a very intense, very strong sexual attraction, but there's also a soul connection too. So it's not somebody who's looking to hit it and quit it. I'm going to be clear about that. It's not somebody who's looking for friends with benefits, or like a one night stand type of thing. Like they want you, they want a relationship with you. But when the High Priestess comes up, for me, it's like they don't know what to do with you. And I've used this example in other readings. It's like you're this beautiful mermaid, or this enchanting mermaid or merman, right? And they just kind of spot you out at sea from their little boat, and they paddle their way to you as fast as they can to catch you. But once they catch you, they don't know what to do with you. They want to be near you. They want to be with you, but how do you make it work? Do you scoop up this mermaid or this merman and take them back home and throw them in a fish tank for the rest of your life? Do you anchor yourself out at sea for the rest of your life? Because you're on a different level. They haven't caught up to your level yet. They want to be with you, but they don't know how to be in that magic, okay? And so it's kind of like they want you, but they're still waking up and they're not sure. So this is something that you're going to have to realize or understand, is like, if you're expecting for this Leo to take the lead, they're not going to know how to do that in this situation, right? So you have two options. Either you're going to understand this and you're going to be patient with them, okay? And you're going to keep that in mind, and you're going to have to be patient and let them figure things out in the process, and allow yourself to have this, intense physical connection with them. Or you're going to say, you know what, playtime hours are over, until you can figure out where you're at, and until you grow to a certain level, until you're stepping up with what I need, then we can get into the bedroom. But until then, like, that's not going to happen. So that's your call to make, Crosswatcher. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. To each their own. I'm not going to push my ideas or my thought process onto you, because how I live my life may not work for you and how you want to live your life. But those are going to pretty much be your two options here. This is someone who is very taken by you. They're really into you. I feel like they even like obsess about you and daydream about you a lot, but they don't know how to take that dream and bring it into the reality. They're trying to figure that out right now. Your next card here is Ace of Wands. Lots of passion. Lots of passion. I think, Crosswatcher, you are causing Leo to feel things they haven't felt in a long time. So if this is a Leo that you don't have contact with, they're maybe thinking back at the past and you're coming up in their mind a lot, and they're not sure how to step back up to you. If this is a Leo you're in an existing relationship with, again, they might be remembering times when things were a little bit more fresh, or a little bit more new, and they may see you in this high priestess energy. You know, maybe cross watcher, you've been more passionate about certain things in your life, and maybe you've been doing things and you got things going for you, and it's sparking this fire in them, and they're just really taken by you, and there's a rekindling of some emotions or some feelings. Or for some of you, this could be somebody maybe more new that you're interacting with. I do feel for some of you cross watchers, this is a Leo where you feel the chemistry. Like you're like, Leo's totally into me, but they're not making a move. Like some of you have that dynamic. I know Leo's into me. Leo keeps looking at me. Leo keeps, like I feel it. There's this chemistry. They're acting like they're gonna step up, and then they're pulling away, and there's this weird hot, cold energy. They're very kind of overwhelmed by how strongly they feel for you and how much you inspire them and how different you are. And it's like you make them feel like this, this young kid who just entered puberty, right? Like they're girl crazy or they're boy crazy. They don't know what to do with themselves, right? And that's something they haven't felt in a long time. So there's just this thing of, how do I, reel this in? How do I have control of this? How do I step up in a way where I'm not going to seem stupid or crazy or seem like I'm pushing too hard or I'm being too aggressive? They're trying to find themselves. I really feel like this Leo, the more that they have this connection with you, and the more you're inspiring them to live this more authentic life, the stronger their passion for you, and they're just trying to get a handle on it. I think for a lot of you cross watchers, your Leo is feeling very overwhelmed by that. But let's see what Leo wants to say to cross watcher. What message does Leo have for cross watcher? What does Leo want cross watcher to know? What does Leo want cross-watcher to know? Oh, that just jumped right on out. Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a message on the back of this card, and I'm going to read it for you. But before I do, I read intuitively. When I look at cards, I look at which parts of the pictures jump out at me. So I invite you to do the same. I'm going to tell you what I see, but you might see something I don't mention, and that could be a message for you. So if you want to take a screenshot and stare at it or pause it or whatever and see what's jumping out at you, feel free to do that. But there's a couple of things that are jumping out at me. I do feel immediately this tree is popping out, and that's making me think of Christmas, which is making me think of December. So I do feel for some of you something significant happened this past December, or you may be having plans to see this Leo in December for some of you. December significant for some of you. But overall, couple of things. They're kind of out here in the cold, right? And all they have is each other. And look at how different they are. He's got like this woodsy, like, I don't know, like semi, not Viking, but like this really woodsy Germanic thing going, and she seems like more like an Asian style, right? So it seems like they come from very different worlds, and they're out in the unknown, and it's very kind of cold and snowing and maybe even hard to see, but they have each other, right? Like they're comforted to have each other, and they're in this together. So I feel like this Leo feels this way about you, that they're kind of out in the unknown, and maybe you all come from very different backgrounds, or you have a very different way of looking at the world, or different styles, or different whatever it might be, but very different personalities. But like you all are together, like you're in this, there's this partnership, we're in this together, we're figuring this out together. Like kindred spirit type of energy. Okay, so that's what's jumping out at me, and that's what I'm seeing. But we're going to see what the message here says. Love is unexpected. You don't know when it will come. So your Leo basically wants you to know that they weren't expecting to find you. They weren't expecting to feel what they feel for you. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of you encountered somebody who was just looking to have some fun, and they weren't expecting for feelings to develop, or they weren't expecting to feel a very strong connection. And when that happened, your Leo tried to bounce for some of you. And then they realize that no, like I'm kind of like I'm kind of feeling lost, and I'm lost without Crosswatcher. So there's that energy. Like they feel kind of lost without you, and they're realizing that if they're going to make it through the storm, they're going to need you beside them. Okay. That being said, I think this Leo is still very much like, I don't know what's going to happen when we come through the storm. So they might not have a really solid, like, very clear idea of where things are headed. I think they're hoping that you all will settle in together, or create a life together, or retire together, or whatever it might be. But right now, they're just kind of trying to get through the storm. I do feel a lot of you are dealing with a Leo who is having a renewed appreciation for you. Okay, let's see what would benefit Leo for Crosswatcher to say to Leo. What would be beneficial for Crosswatcher to express to Leo? What would be beneficial for Crosswatcher to express to Leo? Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got this. Ooh, okay. So here it's like they're kissing, or they're about to kiss, right? And they're like in this very hidden place, this very secret place. So your Leo does have a lot of passion for you, okay? So I think maybe there's some bonding that's going to occur there in that. But I think your Leo just kind of wants to escape with you, right? Like just kind of, you know, be away, be together, you know, not answering the phones, not worrying about what's going on, just being in each other's essence, being in each other's presence, just enjoying each other fully. That's the feeling I'm getting there with that. Any time not spent in love is wasted. So they don't want to argue. They don't want to argue. They want to be in the now. And they want to enjoy you in the now. And they want you to enjoy them in the now. They want to have this kind of bonding energy with you. Okay, my darlings? So that's what I'm getting there. Again, watch your love video because it's going to add more information. I'm going to update the description of this video when the June love readings are done for all the zodiac signs. Check out the love reading for your zodiac sign. It's going to be up in the next few days. And also check out your weekly forecast, guys. I know everybody cares about love. Everyone wants to check in on love. But I'm not just a love channel. Every single week I do a forecast for each zodiac sign for money, career, spirituality, family, all that good stuff. So be sure to check out the weekly forecast videos as well. I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thank you for being here, my dears, and I'm wishing you all the best.